What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing as we gear up for this weekend, May Day, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Mayweather Guerrero, Ponce de Leon, and Abner Mars, Jay Leon Love, and Gabriel Rosado. They got into it at the little presser, the little final presser at the MGM. Leonard Ellerby actually got into it too. He was in Rosado's face. That was kind of crazy. Really looking forward to boxing this week. Seems like there's a lot in store for us as a fan, and I'm really looking forward to it. The build-up of these fights have been great. All Access comes on, I believe, the final episode. Oh yeah, it has to be the final episode of the fights this Saturday. Um, so the final episode of All Access tonight. I'll watch it and give my review as soon as I get a chance. And other than that, I'm just really looking forward to it. I've been following this particular fight, this fight card, training camp, media day, and put out a couple videos regarding it. I did want to touch on something regarding these fights, and that's more or less the business of boxing. I don't think some of the fans, more casual fans, don't really understand that boxing is a business, and I can tell by some of the comments, like some of you guys use comments from promoters, which is probably the worst because the promoter, at the end of the day, this is their business. This is the business they're trying to promote. They're after the dollar signs. So realistically, I would be very skeptical as far as what I would believe from a promoter because a lot of times the promoters are out here contradicting themselves. There's a cold war between Top Rank and Golden Boy, so they're gonna say anything to make it like they have the like Top Rank says stuff like Golden Boy doesn't have any fighters that we're interested in matching, yet Golden Boy has a lot of top up and coming fighters like Adrian Broner. There's plenty of matches they can make with Brandon Rios, with the Golden Boy staff. Yet they're going to try to save face in front of the media and act like we're content and force their fighter Brandon Rios to move up in weight to fight a Pacquiao or Bradley or Marquez or something. So Brandon Rios has to do something that he doesn't normally wouldn't have to do if he was with Golden Boy, and that's move up another weight division. Um, Luckily, he has a big enough frame, and it looks like he has trouble making 140 at times, so it would work. But again, you got to take what these promoters say with a grain of salt. I was reading an article from De La Hoya, and this is what he had to say about Mayweather, Guerrero, and Mayweather's last fight, which was against Miguel Cotto. Floyd Mayweather fought a Cotto that was tired, a Cotto that was a little slow, a Cotto that wasn't at his peak, said Oscar De La Hoya. What Cotto was able to do to Floyd was he was able to hit him. He was able to make it a fight, to bruise him up, to slow him down. So you take Robert the Ghost Guerrero, who's a southpaw, who's younger, who's fresher, who's going to go in there and motivated off a great win against Andre Berto. It's going to be interesting, excuse me. So that's Oscar De La Hoya's fights. But truth be told, it's a business. I don't even really, a lot of stuff that Oscar De La Hoya says is kind of in one ear out the other because let Oscar tell it, everybody was going to beat Mayweather, including himself. He was going to beat Mayweather. I remember he was promoting Victor Ortiz. He was like, Victor Ortiz is a young, strong, and he was, in every interview, he was saying how Victor Ortiz was the one to do it. Then he moved on to Canelo. Canelo is blah, blah, blah. And then now he's saying Robert the Ghost Guerrero is the one to do it. And basically Mayweather fought a faded Cotto. Mayweather had this to say about Cotto versus Robert Guerrero. The difference between Miguel Cotto and Robert Guerrero is Miguel Cotto has a lot more experience than Robert. Miguel Cotto came into the ring as a super middleweight at 168 pounds. I came in at 147, so I was in with a super middleweight fighting a welterweight. They're two totally different fighters. Miguel Cotto is much bigger puncher. So that's what Mayweather had to say as far as the difference in what he feels pre-fight, fighting Cotto versus fighting a Guerrero. So I want to know what you guys think of that. Again, like I said, as far as Oscar De La Hoya, there's only so much you could take. And I like Oscar. You know, I follow his career, but he's a promoter at the end of the day, and people got to realize that because, truth be told, you're saying Floyd Mayweather fought a Cotto that was tired, a Cotto that was a little slow, and you're saying this, yet you want to make Canelo, who's younger, who's way bigger in terms of pounds than Floyd Mayweather, and you want to make a Canelo and Cotto fight. So how do you explain that? If Mayweather fought Cotto last year on Cinco de Mayo, and you were saying Mayweather fought a past his prime, a tired, a slow, a not at his peak, then how are you going to justify making Canelo versus Cotto in September? So again, I don't really trust what these promoters say. That doesn't make sense. Don't say Cotto's a has-been or washed up, not at his peak, when Mayweather fought him last year, and now all of a sudden he's going to be at his peak for the young Canelo, who's just coming off a impressive win over Austin Trout. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. You guys got to do the math. Like I said, Oscar De La Hoya, he's always, even Shane Mosley, he has a working relationship. I don't know if Shane Mosley was actually under the Golden Boy banner at the time, but when they were talking about Mayweather Mosley, he was like, Shane Mosley makes a strong case for Mayweather. That's what he was saying. So, like I said, I don't really take, I don't know, I don't really take what he says as fact. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Canelo versus Cotto? What are Robert Guerrero's chances versus Mayweather? Do you think he has a better shot than Cotto did? Let me know something. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.